As heatwave after heatwave scorches Europe, England's soil is running dry. Reservoirs shrinking, rivers receding, and the land is losing moisture beneath a relentless summer sun. Half the country is now in a serious drought. And after a winter of floods, Britain is facing a startling reversal. A summer so dry, even its water supplies are beginning to feel the strain. The taps are running, the reservoirs are shrinking, and England is drying out faster than at any point in recent memory. Half the country is now officially in drought, with the Environment Agency confirming July is on track to be the driest on record, coming just months after winter floods soaked the same ground. 7 regions have been declared: East Anglia, Hertfordshire, London, the Thames Valley, Hampshire, and the Isle of Wight, Devon and Cornwall, the West Midlands, and Wessex. Helen Wakeham, who chairs the National Drought Group, put it plainly.
The hot and dry weather means we are currently using water faster than nature can replenish it. A second consecutive summer drought is an exceptionally serious situation, and one that will have long-lasting impacts on our environment, wildlife, and the economy.
It is the 3rd time England has slipped into drought in 5 years, after 2022 and 2025. This time the numbers are stark. July has delivered just 7% of its expected rainfall, and in southern England, that figure drops to 1%. Parts of Devon have gone 50 days without a drop. Reservoir, topped up by a wet winter, are now sitting more than 7% below where they should be for this time of year. Wimbleball in the southwest and Blagden near Bristol are both rated exceptionally low. 40% of England's population is currently under a hosepipe ban, spanning 7 water companies including Thames Water, Southern Water and South East Water. The Met Office's Will Lang offered little hope of relief.
There is little sign of the widespread sustained rainfall that would be needed. There is little sign of the widespread sustained rainfall that would be needed to make a significant difference to the areas most affected by the dry weather.
Rivers are suffering too. Nearly 4 in 5 are running below normal, and at Tucker's Pond in Oxfordshire, the Environment Agency used chemical aeration to stop fish dying as algae bloomed in the heat. The dry spell coincides with England's 4th heatwave of the summer, with temperatures forecast to hit 35 degrees Celsius on July 30th. A new UK June temperature record was also confirmed this week, 38 degrees, beating the previous high of 37.7. That heat is doing more than making people uncomfortable. Scientists say it is pulling moisture out of soil and vegetation at a rate that is fueling wildfire risk, with 110 fires already recorded at England's protected sites this year, while France and Spain continue battling blazes of their own near Bordeaux.
Fires and what we've seen in France. I've just seen them to consult Meteo France. They are the experts on that. They're obviously doing. To what extent have meteorological conditions impacted the wildfires in Spain? Hugely, absolutely hugely. You know, we've had heat wave after heat wave after heat wave. In the past few weeks, we have got very, very, very dry soils in in many parts of Europe. And I think from memory, quite early on, back in I think late May, the Spanish Prime Minister back then warned that this would be a very, very bad fire season. Just since this press conference started, I mean, my phone has been pinging non-stop. Fires are not started by the weather alone. Quite often they can be started by dry lightning, but there can be a number of causes, be it technical problems, electricity lines, humans, arson, dropping cigarettes, etc. But the conditions for the fire weather in Spain, obviously, unfortunately, in France, in parts of Switzerland, are there. And climate change, more extreme heat, will certainly, aggravate the risk of fire weather. Won't necessarily lead to an overall increase in wildfires, but it certainly does increase the risk of fire weather. It's not, wildfires, it's not just a case of heat. It's also, as we know, dry soils. Its wind direction has a big impact on the spread of the fires. And what we've seen in France, I've just seen the most incredible image of a cumulonimbus cloud, which is, it's like the big storm cloud. It's the king of clouds, and this was created by by the fire. And from what colleagues told me, it's the first time they've actually seen that in France, and it's where the fire literally creates its own weather.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, just since this press conference started, I mean, my phone has been pinging nonstop with extreme heat alerts from Meteo Suisse. So we are in for another extreme event, the latest in, unfortunately, a series. Combined with extreme drought. The Alps, in terms of